You're listening to Rock-N-Sexxxy UnCensored, bringing you the cutting edge of the entertainment world weekly, hosted by Lynn.
Woohoo! All right, everybody. Happy Thursday, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Rock-N-Sexxxy UnCensored. We are broadcasting on the United Broadcasting Network at ubngo.com channel 1 and live streaming on our blog weekly at rocknSexxxyuncensored.com. I'm your host, Lynn, and joined with me tonight is Joe Williamson.
Hey everyone. Hey Amber.
Hey Joe, how you doing?
Doing great, and you look absolutely gorgeous as usual.
Well, thank you, Joe. I think my fluffer's in the house again, right, Joe?
Oh yes.
Whoa. All right, you guys. RNSU works overtime to bring you cutting-edge talent from the music and entertainment world weekly, and tonight is absolutely no exception. We have a full house and lots of excitement in store for you guys, so make sure you stay tuned. First, our first guest, he is Kenyan British actor, puppeteer, and stuntman. You have enjoyed his work in so many characters. Teeny Weeny in The Never Ending Story. Teeny Weeny?
Yes.
Was that Joe's favorite movie or what?
It was my favorite movie.
Also, he was opposite Johnny Depp in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory as the Oompa Loompas. He portrayed Kenzer in Star Trek, and even my favorite, the Jedi Master Yoda in The Empire Strikes Back. He has appeared in several Tim Burton films, as well as Chocolate Factory, Big Fish, Corpse Bride, and countless television shows. We are super excited to have him in the house. Please welcome to RNSU, Deep Roy.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Buddy,
Thank you, Amber. Thank you.
we are honored to have you on our show tonight. You have no idea how many comments from our viewers on our social media pages about you. Do you realize how loved you are?
Much appreciated. Thank you so much.
Awesome. And you, Joe, thank you for setting us up with Roy tonight. So, folks, we got so much going on tonight, so let's get into it. The pandemic is behind us, so it is time once again to rock and roll and get out and support. Guess what? It got put off last year. The Rock Against MS Concert and Awards. I think I'm going to get corrected on that. Rocktober Halloween 80s Charity Bash. That's something I'm going to fit into perfectly. It is October 12th at the iconic Whiskey A Go-Go in West Hollywood. This year it is in honor of Penny Maglieri. We'll be talking about that on the show. And joining us live, we are honored to be joined by rock and roll royalty. Rams founder Nancy Bissell is in the house.
I was like, who's here?
Who's there? Welcome to the show, Nan. Bring her in. And guys, we have some of rock's finest talents in the house with us. Robbie Lochner of Jack Russell's Great White is back in the house. Right? And this guy, a descendant of music royalty himself, Jesse Blaze Snyder. He is the son, and this is my era, so I have to say this. He's the son of legendary Dee Snyder of Twisted Sister. Welcome him to the show. And guess what, guys? Together, they are newly collaborating on a new band we will be talking about and giving you a little taste of. It is called DILF USA.
Nailed it.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Right?
Correct.
They're like totally.
We're very
sad.
excited. We
I'm
haven't
already
done
on
this
silence.
before.
Everyone's going,
Nailed
what?
it.
What are we talking about on the show? All right, you guys. So welcome one and all to the show. We're excited to have you all. So, Deep Roy, what's going on?
Well, you tell me.
Well, I tell you. You're the
Yeah,
one
what's
here.
going on?
What?
It's all
What
news
are
to
you
me.
working on these days?
What am I working? Resting.
You're resting?
A lot of resting.
How did you just take off what was your whole? How did you get into the business, and what was your first breakout role?
Well, actually, my dad wanted me to be an accountant. So he sent me for further education to London. And I was studying.
You were born in Kenya.
I was born in Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. My parents from India.
Uh-huh.
And I grew up 4'4" in Kenya.
Were you born 4'4"?
No, I grew up to be 4
So you were
feet.
born a giant?
Yeah, I was born a giant.
You were
Yeah, I am
born
a giant.
and
I
then
am a
it's just-
giant.
right,
I'm
and
actually
then you
I'm
start
6. Actually, I'm 6'5". I'm
You're
a giant.
6'5"?
Yeah,
I
in my
told
mind.
you- I told you already. I have a thing about guys that are under 5 feet tall.
Oh, okay. All right. Now we're talking.
I got to tell you something. All in all, guys, I am super honored to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me,
Yeah.
yeah. So my dad sent me to London for accountancy because he wanted me to be an accountant. So I kept failing in taxation. I passed taxation, I failed in company law. So I did for a couple of years, and I gave that up. My dad said to me, "Now what?" I said, "I joined the drama school." I quit drama school after 3 months. And he said to me, "Now what?" I said, "I want to be a comedian." He said, "It's a joke." So that's how it started.
You started as a comedian?
Yes, stand-up comedy. I did that long time ago.
In London and
In
the
London.
U.S., right?
No, just in London. And found a talent agent. My first feature was Pink Panther.
Pink Panther Strikes Back, where you try to kill Peter Sellers,
There you
Blake
go.
Edwards'
Oh, you're
movie.
kidding me. I didn't even know that. I know Victoria Sellers, Peter's daughter, and her mom.
Yes.
Isn't that a small world? That's funny.
Well, so
I
am
didn't
I.
even see that in your long list of credits. By
So
the way.
that was my first feature I ever did, and to work with Peter Sellers.
Who wouldn't
what a
want to
talent.
work with Peter
What a
Sellers,
talent.
right, guys?
That's
awesome.
to do any accents, you name it, he'll do it.
I like how you and Peter Sellers played a joke on Blake Edwards.
Yes, Peter Sellers told me, "Let's play a joke on Blake Edwards." I said, "No, this is my first feature. They'll send me home." And he said to me, "If they send you home, I'll come with you."
When you first got into acting, I just want to did they tell you weren't going to make it in acting because of your size? Was there any limitations cast on you in that respect?
No, size is immaterial, Where there's a will, there's a way. You got to have that.
Oh, I absolutely agree with
you
you.
got to have that passion, determination,
And
so,
talent.
and
as an
talent
actor.
too. Of course, talent. So you got to have all those things. You got to have the tools to make this thing work.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought I had the right tools, and then again I got lucky, meet some great producers, directors, worked with them.
I hear that Tim
Um,
Burton has got a lot of really great things to say about you and your acting.
What? Thanks, Tim. I mean, Tim is a good friend, an amazing director.
Shout out to Tim Burton.
There you go.
We love
Go,
your
Tim.
music.
So Tim
Or your
Burton,
movies, sorry.
another amazing director, is the only director that does the features and animation together. He's done it 3 times. I told him to take a break, which eventually he did.
Right.
Because he did 2 movies together. He would do like he was doing Corpse Bride when we were doing Charlie.
Was that the first movie you did for him?
No, the first one I did was Planet of the Apes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 2001. 2001 was the first time I worked with him. And then I did Big Fish. And then Charlie. And
So
Corpse
each
Bride.
time you worked with him, he came back and said, I got another. And that happens a lot with directors. They come
Of
back
course,
and they say,
yes.
I've
yeah.
got another project for you. And
Yeah.
they get used to working with certain actors. Have all of your roles been, because it says in your bio, that you've mainly played diminutive characters, so they've always
No,
been
there was
based-
another minute. No, it hasn't been,
It says that in your bio, you know that.
No, I know, but then
We're going to
again,
correct that then. So you haven't always been cast in roles that required somebody who was smaller in size.
no.
Okay.
No. So, obviously, when I did Charlie and the
You
chocolate.
played the Oompa Loompa.
No, I played the
Do
Oompa
you have
Loompas.
him as the Oompa?
I did 165 individually, which I did. Do one. When Tim asked me, actually everybody was asking me to this, and I said, why doesn't Tim ask me? And he said, Tim is scared, as he says, in case I say no to him. When he asked me, I said yes. He said, you're going to play 4 Oompa Loompas. 4 turned out to be 7. He said, they're going to wear masks, your mask onto them, and they'll be dancing with you. So they couldn't find people proportional enough to dance with me. So they brought in the kids. So I said, the kids put me to shame. They're terrific dancers. By the way, this was shot in London in 2004 for 1 year. That's what he said to me. So 4 turned out to be 7. And
how many characters did you play in that film?
165 individual ones.
Oh my goodness! I hope they paid you well.
Of course they did. Of course they did. No, of course they did. They looked after me. Yeah, they looked after me. But that's in a Guinness
Book. If it
Book.
wasn't an adult movie, you would have been so tired.
Wow. I didn't know. Wow, she's talking about adult movies now.
No, I said if it would have been. No,
Yeah.
just kidding.
I know, but then again, 165 individual, that's in a Guinness Book of Records.
It is in the Guinness Book of Records.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
And
you.
you had to dance and sing for each.
Yes, each song took a month to rehearse, month to shoot. There were 4 different songs. But to cut the story short, first of all, they brought in the kids. Kids didn't work. I told him it's not going to work. And he said to me, I got to give you a camera test, as Tim said to me. You go 7 this way, 7 that way, where you keep an equal distance. I said to him, why equal distance? He said, Oompa Loompas like a regiment. They do things precise, no comedy. He said, pick up a song that's not in the script. So I pick up a Tom Jones song. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. So that's it all started. I did 7 this way, 7 that way. So that was the camera test, and the rest is the history. We did the movie, and the movie
Turned into another movie.
Yeah, it was like
Once
one
you-
year contract. We finished everything in 11 months. Each song took a month to rehearse, months to shoot, and we shot for 6 months. So
So, out of all of the roles that you have played, what is your favorite one? If you were to say to your fans, "This is what I want to show you,"
since
as
you're
my
asking me
proud
about
body
the-
of work,
You're
what would
ask-
it be?
You're asking me about the roles. I like bread roll, but then
Bread
again, no, I'm just kidding. Of the whole, I would always say Charlie and the chocolate. But then again, look, I did a movie called Roots of Evil where I played a mafia boss.
Uh-huh.
I love that.
You
movie.
played a mafia boss? I
Yeah.
would love that.
Yeah, Roots of Evil. Yeah.
You like playing villains.
Oh, I love, I like, I mean, I do. Yes.
They're some of the juiciest parts. I'd love to see you as a Bond villain.
Well, I'd love to. Hey, Bond guys or producers, if you're listening, next Bond, I could be the villain.
No, I think you'd be, the villains is usually some of the best parts. Like, I know, like, in the Wild Wild West, Michael Dunn, who played Dr. Lovelace, was a great villain. That was kind of like very James Bondish in the old TV series.
Wow.
Joe knows his movies. I'll tell you
Yes.
something about Joe. He is the movie man.
There you go. So
I'm more of the music. I'm into the music and the rock and roll and the metal and all that. And Joe definitely knows the music. What's your most recent film?
The most recent film I seen was...
Not you. Roy.
oh, my wrist got that. I mean, I did Star Trek. I did
I
three Star
know you
Treks.
did. That's why I
I'm
asked
gonna-
you what your favorite was. I know you did Star Trek. You did
Star Wars and did Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. You did Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, the only actor to do Star Wars, Star Trek, and Doctor was Simon Pegg. That's what he said to me, and I said, well,
I love Yoda. I just want you to know. This is you?
Yes, no, that's Star Trek.
That's Star
Kinzer.
Trek?
That's
This is you.
That's me.
That's him as Yoda. Oh, I just can't believe you guys beheaded Yoda.
There you go.
How could you do that?
There you go. You know, that's walking
Do
Yoda.
you know how many
what they
fantasies,
said to me?
children's
You know
fantasies
what they
got
said to
destroyed when I saw that picture right there?
You know what they said to me? I was too tall to
We
play
believe in
Yoda.
Santa Claus, you know. I believe in Santa Claus, and I saw that, and I was crushed.
What? Look, you know, when they asked me to play Yoda, they said to me I was too tall. That's what they said to me.
They
And
said you were too tall to play Yoda.
And he said, "Can you walk on your knees?" I said, "I do all the time."
It always worked for me.
I know, but then again, I.
Dun, dun.
Wow! Wow! All right,
You said you were a comedian. I'm trying
I know.
laugh.
So I'm going to wear my knee pads and I'll walk. The rest is the
I'll
history.
let you borrow my jokes. You got to get my sense of humor. I do definitely. I have one of those senses of humor, right?
There you go. You said it. Yeah, we'll do it.
That's why I get along so well with this lady right here. We
I
seem
know.
to just get each
Not
other.
what you speak of. What?
Right? So what do you think of rock and roll? Are you into music?
I'm into all kinds of music. Rock and roll, everybody rolls. Rock and roll.
Everybody rolls?
Everybody
your favorite?
rolls.
What's your favorite band?
What's my favorite band?
USA.
I was going to ask him. He will be by the time the show is done.
So many, you know. I mean, I like Rolling Stones.
You like the Rolling Stones?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That's cool.
Yeah, I think they're a great band.
They are. Well, everybody thinks they're a great band, right, guys?
They're amazing. They're still, you know, and all kinds, you know. I mean, hey.
Rolling
Everybody's
Stones,
gone
Mick
quiet.
Jagger.
What's
No,
happening
we're not
here?
going quiet. I'm just giving you the space to be able to finish your sentence. I'm known for talking over the top of people, and right, especially on the show. So then when I try to give you guys a little space to finish your sentence and collect your thought, everybody thinks I'm
Say
leaving
something.
them there. Speaking of which, guys, Deep Roy on RNSU tonight. We're going to come back to him in just a minute. He's going to be on the show, hanging out with us. And thank you for joining us. We're happy to have you.
Thank
We're
you.
going to take just a minute, guys, and we're going to switch channels because somebody is here in the studio tonight that I absolutely love and respect. And we want to talk for a minute about her work with Rock Against MS. Nancy B. Sale. Drop the B.
Nancy.
Nobody cared.
Nancy!
So, let me just give you a little background on Nancy, and I do have gotten to know her well. We've had her on the show plenty of times. She started out as a rock publicist, right? And worked with some of the biggest people in the industry who, if you know Nancy, you just fall in love with her and you adore her. Or you want to beat her ass. But you love her. She's like a sister. She's like just totally. And when I originally got involved in the Rams, Rock Against MS, got to know Nancy. She came on the show. And then we got involved. And every year that you have had Rams, you've come on the show to promote it.
Yes. Yes, I have.
And then last year,
Well, 2 years ago, March of 2020 we had this amazing lineup, and COVID hit.
right, I was in Vegas. I was ready to go.
Yeah,
Remember?
I sat with like Steve Lukather on the phone. I was like, this COVID thing, and it was like so new. And
Not that she doesn't have an amazing lineup in the studio now. We're just teasing you guys because we're going to get to these guys in just a second. But go ahead.
so I was talking to, I call him Luke, just Luke.
They're going
and I
like,
said,
we're not chopped liver. What the fuck?
Yeah, liver. And I said, what do we do? And he goes, I don't know. He goes, I'm not sure what's going on, because it was that moment where it was just so new. We were like, what do we do? And
With COVID.
And Lukather said, let's just do it. And I said, fuck yeah, let's do it. And then 6 days later, we're like, yeah, let's cancel it. Because
I remember.
it was
because
horrible. It was
I was gonna be the red carpet correspondent for you guys and do the whole red carpet thing that we did at the 7th annual that was out here at in LA.
Yeah,
When we
so-
did the LA show, which went over amazing and was amazing. So it was a great disappointment. And a lot of people suffered greatly in COVID, especially actors and musicians.
Yeah.
Our livelihoods got shut down. My show got shut down. And we've all kind of been sat for, a year and a half, 2 years. But a lot of my friends and people who are in the music industry, their tours stopped. And so they literally became like unemployed. And it was a big struggle. And so as far as the Rock Against MS show, they took you down because of the mask issue, right? With the...
Well, we had to, we just had, it was just the right thing to do is to cancel because you know, and then we started getting, that's when they started putting how many people can go into one spot and all that. And it's a 2,000 seat theater. So I was like, you know, this isn't worth it. And I don't want to spread anything. And I don't want people to die. I don't want somebody going, oh,
We didn't want to
they
die.
went to Rock
And
Against
Nancy
MS.
is a MS sufferer, so you have to be extremely careful with your health.
That's why I've got my, you know, normally got a mask.
She's
on.
got
It
a
was right
mask,
at
but
the
of course it's
beginning
on the
of COVID.
table,
It
right?
was right at the beginning.
It was right at the very beginning too. So I mean, it wasn't like
And they
Yeah.
just shut everybody down and they put you away.
They
You
didn't
weren't
know what it was
allowed to
gonna
go
be like.
in groups of more than 10 anywhere, and you couldn't even go over to each other's houses. Remember when they were giving us warnings about
Yeah, I
having
just-
Thanksgiving dinner with your family? And
Yeah, I
you
just,
were
I
going
just,
to kill grandma. And I was like, oh.
yeah, that's not, yeah, kill grandma. No, I just.
So we weren't going over to Adler's house for the holiday, right?
No, that grandma.
That grandma.
my bestie grandma. But yeah, so we had to shut it down. It was just the right thing to do. But which was really weird because a lot of the artists, when I said we're canceling, everybody's like, why? And I'm like, because people are dying in mass quantities, and because they were all like, everybody was charged to do it because the lineup was ridiculous. But so we've missed 3 basically years, not 2 years, but 3 shows. So 2020, 2021, and 2022.
Wow, I didn't
So we
know
missed-
that it had been that many shows. I thought we had only missed one. Where have
No,
I
we've
been?
missed 3 shows because it's always in March. March is for MS month. And so this show that we got coming up next week on the 12th at the Whiskey, it's kind of just dipping our toes back in.
Okay.
And the other thing is...
So it's not going to be quite as big.
No, it's
as
not the
far
big
as
elaborate.
expectations of that amount, and that's fine by me because I love club shows.
Yeah.
And it can get a little stifling, when you're in the big theater and everybody's pushing for the stage, and especially if you are still worried about COVID and stuff like that. Especially when there's not a mosh pit for me.
Yeah. Well, we'll pick it back up in March 25th of 2023, hopefully. And this show, so the Magliaris are a family. If people don't know who it is, Mario Magliari started. He owns the. Well, he's passed on a few years now. Bless his
Owner,
heart, but-
founder of the Rainbow.
Rainbow and the
Everybody knows
whiskey.
the famous, iconic Rainbow on Sunset Boulevard. Many of us grew up there. We've been going there. Have you ever been to the Rainbow?
Yes.
Okay, because I was going to invite you, and they are the owners and founders. I have
Rainbow.
known them since I was too young to be in their bar.
Well, they're like a second family to me.
Right.
And so Mario's dad, and then he has a son, Michael Sr., and he had a daughter named Penny. And sorry. Penny died from MS in 2013. 3 days before they put a show on for me. So sorry. When I have to talk about this, it's hard. So I have a brain tumor and I have MS, and I was with Steve Stevens of Billy Idol. He's one of my dear friends, and I was with him and Josie at the house, and I got the diagnosis of the brain tumor on top of it, and Steve just was like, oh, enough's enough, Nancy. We got to do something for you. For 38 years, you've done stuff for everybody, but we're going to do something for you so you can take a break. So he got Billy Idol and Billy Morrison, and they got... the Foo Fighters were there. Rob Zombie. I mean, everybody was there. Rob had to leave, so I had Rob Zombie's band. We had Rick Springfield, Orianthi. I mean, Robbie was there. Yeah. Robbie was there because we had Jack sing. And what was fun is some of my friends, I forget who. When I say I forget who they are, I don't realize how famous they are in the sense, but I had like Kenny Arnoff, who's like the biggest drummer in the world. And I said, Kenny, can you play? He goes, yeah, for you, anything. What am I playing and where am I going? I said, you're going to play Great White. And he goes, okay, what are the songs? And he did. He didn't even ask.
Great White on the show the last time.
Yeah, so he didn't even flinch. He didn't go, well, who else is playing? You know, those are you're like, really? It's for a cause. But in this case, it was for me. They wanted to help me take a break. And then, so everybody, it was the most insane night, and so that's.
Dave, I'm so sorry for your pain.
Thank you.
I know it's been hard, you know, and I follow you, and I know, because we've worked on collabs and stuff together. So I am really, and
I always get a little choked up when I have to start. It's funny because if I wasn't on air and I wasn't. You know, if I was around these guys, I could just talk.
The point is that there's a lot to it. There's a lot of emotion encapsulated in all of this. But the truth is that we all come together for this amazing cause, and all of these talented, amazing musicians that you would never get to see all in one place gather up. And it's not just about, I mean, they're talented and they're amazing in their music already, but there's a feeling that comes across in the room when you see these people get together on these stages, because they know they're playing with their hearts. And so many people love Nancy and have been with her through all of this, and because she gave back. I mean, she originally gave to them in being an amazing publicist, and this is their moment to give back to her. And so here we go.
Yeah, and
what's happening October 12th? Tell us about what's up.
So this one is going to be in honor of Penny. Mm-hmm. We decided that every October we're going to do a micro show at the Whiskey, because that's where it started, and it's going to be for Penny, because Penny passed away 3 days before that first Rams that was for me, and I didn't even know. And the Magliaris were instructed by Michael Sr. to not tell me. Do not ruin her night. This is for her. Even though Tisa, who's the general manager, that is her mother. That is Junior, Michael Jr., who books the Whiskey. That's his aunt. And they smiled and didn't say a word. And they're like, we're so happy you guys are here. And they had a great night. And then Senior came down and he whispered into my ear and he told me, finally. And I was just like, because I knew she had MS. I just didn't know she had passed. And so that October of that same year in 2013, we did it in her honor. And then I thought, what a great way to reboot, to go back to the Magliaris and keep honoring them there every year. And then every March we'll do it at the big, the big theaters.
Oh, I see. So this is like a Rocktober bash.
Yes, it'll be a Rocktober bash every year, and that'll the thing is, and I guess it's kind of my bitch is I need to go out and do some more education for people, because if I said, hey, this is for cancer, everybody goes, oh yeah. Or if I said this is for, some sort of other awareness, like suicide prevention.
Other type of disease,
but when you say MS, they go, oh, is that Jerry's kids? I said, no, that's MD, MS, multiple sclerosis. And it's just as horrific. And it's just as, it tears your life apart and you die from this. And it's just a long road to death. And people don't get it. Now, there are some people with MS, like Jack Osborne has MS. And I know Sharon and Ozzy were really out of their minds because they didn't know what it was. Nobody knows what it is. And Jack's like, no, but I'm good. So he's got relapse remit, and he's doing really well. But that doesn't mean tomorrow Jack or whoever can't, wake up and not walk or something.
And it robs you of your life in the split second.
It's horrible.
It takes people that are healthy and amazing on their feet, and then you get this diagnosis, and then it's like this slow sunset that comes down. I have lost friends to it, and I have friends who suffer from it today. Nancy is one of them. And it makes me feel better that I know you've got this behind you, this machine behind you of people that at least are coming together to help you cope with this. And
yeah,
my heart goes out to you, babe. I'm sorry.
Thank you. It's so
interesting. How do we get involved October 12th? And let's Let's introduce these guys.
Buy tickets.
These
Buy
great
tickets. It's the
guys
only-
that came here to
These
stand up-
guys, I don't know them.
They don't, she met them in the parking lot.
They were like outside.
We look like we
paneling.
fit the bill, so you brought us
They
in.
wanted to meet Deep Roy.
I know. They were like,
Right? They were out there going, I
You're
heard
kidding
Deep Roy
me? You
was
didn't
gonna-"
know
We
each
did.
other?
No, they were just out there going, no.
no.
No,
so-
so
I'm
the
just a
great
huge
part
Pink
about it
Panther
is
fan, man.
every year when we promote and open the doors to the Rock Against MS, and of
Yep.
course we say, what can we do to be a part of this? What can I do? Is it wash the dishes or stand on the red carpet with a microphone and introduce or interview people or whatever? And Nancy can always find a place for everybody. And the first thing we need to do right now, guys, is we need to get out there and we need to buy some tickets. How do they get those tickets? And then we're going to bring the guys in.
They can go on to Eventbrite, is where our tickets are being sold, and or you can go on to, if you're on our Facebook. A lot of people follow us, so you'll see our tickets all over the place. The link, and
Okay.
the link is I kind of shortened it because it was so long with Eventbrite. So it's literally tiny. Everything's tiny today. Tiny, tiny URL. Sorry,
There you go.
tiny.
And everything is tiny, I know.
Yeah,
But it pays.
it's like I like it.
That's right, but it pays. It pays big, right?
That's
Pays
good,
big.
Big Daddy.
I know, right?
So
There you go.
it's tinyurl.com, but it's a / Rams Whiskey, and whiskey is no E in there. It's just Rams Whiskey. That just sounds like
It sounds-
a
And get up there and buy some tickets in
Rams.
order
A brand
to
of whiskey.
entice you.
It's a Rams
Yeah,
whiskey.
Rams
Is it
whiskey.
something to
Got
do
a
with the
couple
football
of
club, Rams?
Awesome
I don't
talents
think
that are
so.
going to be a part of the show.
No.
Robbie Lochner, you were a part of the show that I was last involved with when you played with Jack Russell's Great White. You guys, they literally blew the roof off of the place. It was amazing, and you're back. We're proud to have you.
I am back.
That's right. And Jesse, who this is his first time on the show, we're so proud to have him.
Thank you for
on
having
the
me.
show. And they also have a collab that's going on that I want to talk about a little bit, and I want to give you guys a teaser because we have some of their new music, and this is going to be like a world debut that we get to introduce. They've only been around, let's talk about it, 6 months?
Yeah, as you said, Robbie plays with Jack Russell. I had to fill in for Jack a little while ago, and the group of us, Dan McNay, our bass player, and Dickie Flazer, we all just got along really good, and we went, let's keep this going. So, we've been doing cover band gigs and stuff and working on some fun stuff, coming up with a band that we thought would be something that would give you an excuse to go out to a club. I think a lot of cover bands are really kind of sad they're doing it, and they don't seem to be having a good time playing other people's songs. And a lot of the originals bands, they just can't quite hold your attention for 2 hours.
Right.
So to be a band that plays cover songs like we mean it, and then anything that we play that's original is really kind of in your face and funny and kitschy and just designed to add to your night, help you get a little drunker and put a bigger smile on your face. So this was our first foray into this comedy rock and roll punk music, which is inspired by one of your friends, Johnny Depp, and his relationship with Amber Heard, their whole trial and all that.
No,
So we decided,
We're gonna that again.
Yeah,
It was
we-
the whole show, right?
we decided to take an intense look at the shitting of the bed and find out who exactly was truly responsible for said giant shit.
And you can see that video where?
On YouTube, if you just type in DILF USA.
So they got a
shit
new
the bed.
song, and we're going to check it out right now. And this is DILF USA debuting.
She knocked me out with a feather. Objection, judge, I'd never. She's crying round, yeah, she's lying round town there. It's spreading round, yeah, it's all around town here. She shit the bed, so I cut off her head. So I cut off her head. You're just so damn outrageous. contagious. She spread it round, oh, she share it round town there. It's falling down, oh, it's all coming out there. She shit the bed, so I cut off her head. So I cut off her head. So I cut off yours. So I cut off her head. She stained my heart. Can't wash it off. Off with her head. Judge, she shit in the bed. Get the chainsaw, the veins raw. This may be painful, skip the epidural. Get these stains off, strip the bed raw. Off with her head, she shit the bed. So I cut off her head. So I cut off yours. She broke my heart, ripped it apart. She shit the bed. So I cut off her head.
Oh my God.
Where's the
So I have one question after that song. Who shit the bed?
Well,
Who do you think, America?
Right?
you know what you could
Dial
find out?
1 for the dog, 2 for Amber, 3 for Johnny. Now, we'll find out next week.
I gotta
go
be
to the
honest
YouTube
with
channel
you.
to see
that
that.
was when
Yeah,
I was
go
like,
to YouTube,
yeah.
like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Like she said, we've been together for 6 months now or whatever. So, this is our first video out on our YouTube.
Music
Oh,
is
the video's
great.
Subscribe,
hysterical.
comment. Yeah,
Like-
it's funny. If you guys can pull it out and show some of the stuff, we dressed up like detectives. I dressed up like Johnny Depp. We had our friends come in to play Amber and the dog, and it was a whole fun affair. And there's so many music videos out now that just like it's just a bunch of guys playing music, and there's no story or anything. And we tried to change up and do something funny, something that make people laugh. And so far, so good, I think.
So where can people pick up that song right now?
You can get it iTunes. You can get it everywhere that's out there. Every streaming service,
Amazon.
all of them.
There's a couple that it's like dragging on, coming out to, but it's already on Amazon and iTunes and a few others. So, but YouTube, that's share the video, get it out there, help us to, spread the DILF name far and wide.
Facebook.
And also get over to Rocktoberfest, right?
Yeah.
At the Rock Against MS at the Whiskey, October 12th, guys, because these guys will be there. You'll be
Yeah,
playing, right?
can we just back that up about Nancy? The work that she does is just insane, and these charity things. It can be a little bit of a sad thing, like, oh man, we got so many people who are dying and suffering of these ailments. But that's why DILF USA wants to be there. This is a celebration. We can help. We can get there on time. People like Nancy are still here dealing with it. And if we get money and we get attention, put on the right things can be done. So, don't just like throw your hands up in the air and be like, oh, what good is it going to do? It does a lot of good. And
It does
that's
a lot
why
of good.
there are so many musicians, who have Nancy's back and are here every year. This isn't the first time we've done the Rock Against MS show. But we were really thrilled and very happy to be asked to come and help.
Let me add to that if you can't make it there, you can still buy a ticket.
Yes, that too.
Oh,
you can
yeah,
buy
because
a ticket, you can donate, guys, you
Yeah.
can be a part of
Where
the show.
can they donate?
And also there's also an auction that goes around on one of them where they have so many amazing things. I mean, the last time I was there, they had Steve Vai's autographed guitar, and we had like Steve Vai on the show, and there was an 11-year-old boy that called up when Steve Vai was on the show and literally started crying because he was his idol. So these are treasures. These are treasures that are up for auction, and they're going to a good cause. And yes, we are dealing with something that is the feelings of powerlessness when you're watching your loved ones or people that you care about suffer. But in this moment, we get to muster up with each other. You can't, but we can. And we can surround you, and we can make a difference. And that's what we do with the Rock Against MS.
Yeah.
show.
Is there a place that they can go right now to donate if they can't make it to the show?
Yeah, they can. Well, they can buy a ticket, and what we'll do with the tickets, if there's people with MS that cannot afford to come, because a lot of times I have MS and I can't afford because they've lost their jobs and everything. So we can use those tickets for them. But they can go to rockagainstms.org. That's our website, and there's a huge donate button. And
If you're not going to the show, go to the website right now. Donate some money. It's for a good cause. You won't regret it.
Absolutely. And get that music.
Yes.
Was that shocking for you?
No.
No.
I want to know.
Hey,
I was
wait a minute,
wrong.
they need
we
to.
didn't shit the bed.
I want to know who took a dump in the bed.
Yeah, me too.
It was. Oh, you don't know about the whole.
gotta
Next
watch the
time
video.
on DILF USA.
I think it was the cat.
Yeah.
No.
No, watch the video.
It's too big to be the cat. Oh, here we
There
go.
they
There we go.
are. Here they are playing live. Awesome.
But you got to explain what DILF means. I mean, I think it's.
Does anybody out
So
there
there's
not
our
know
Amber
what
Heard.
DILF
There's
means?
our. That's Johnny.
Oh, yes.
Oh, what is it? DILF is.
DILF USA.
What's the acronym mean?
Dutifully involved, loving fathers.
Yeah.
Or dads I'd like to fuck, or
well.
Ducks illusory.
Left up to the
love
art,
life.
left up to the individual's interpretation.
Damn
right?
imbecile loud fuckers.
Yeah.
That will always show just how sick we all really are, right? Don't start with me.
we all
You
went
know,
to the one
You
place.
see where Nancy went.
It's terrible. So many people have
Well,
such dirty
really?
minds. They think that DILF stands for what is it? I don't even want to repeat it. It's just horrible.
Yes,
and I
Jesse,
just to all
you're
those
so
people, I
virginous.
say,
Yeah, okay.
get your minds out of the
I
gutter.
know your
God
dad,
damn
dude.
Yeah.
Okay, he is
Yeah.
one of the craziest, wildest
The head
rockers
DILF.
of all time. What was it like?
He's the president of our DILF club.
Is he?
Yes.
Who is?
I was thinking on the way
he
here.
is?
Yeah.
I
He-
said, I
he's the
wonder
grand
if-
DILF.
I wonder
He's the
if
grand
he's
DILF?
Yeah, he's the grand DILF.
I could see that he needs a T-shirt that says.
Yeah, we call him the Grand DILF. Oh,
Was he the one that came up with the
Grand
name?
DILF. Well, it was
No,
just
you
sort of
never heard
inherent.
Twisted Sister. They're my era. You might
Technically,
know.
it's the Great Grand
You
DILF.
may be a
Come,
little young
Great
for
Grand
Twisted
DILF.
Sister. They fucking rock.
Twisted.
And we chant for him as he
You never
walks.
heard of the band
I'm
Twisted
not good with
Sister?
music.
No, he's not good
Is he
with
in
the
town?
music, he said.
Twisted Sister? You never heard of Twisted Sister? He's not. Okay.
Yes.
We'll have to have him on the show.
He
one
probably
time.
would know it. if he
Twisted
sang a song.
Sisters.
Just sing
Yeah,
the
if I
song,
heard it,
he'll
I'd
know.
recognize it, yes.
What kind of song am I singing?
Are you involved
doesn't
in
know
any
Twisted
charities?
Sister.
Do you have any charities that you want to
We
plug?
sing.
We're big on that.
I really do. I make I do Wish Foundation for
Hey.
the kids.
Yeah, Make a Wish Foundation for the
yes,
kids.
Dan,
Yes,
you're not
yes,
here at
yes.
the interview.
And,
I'm here right now. Our bass player's calling. He's totally late. No, he wasn't supposed to be here. I'm doing the radio show, man. I'll call you back.
What's his name?
Dan McNay. Dan McNay.
Dan McNay. You're late
Dan
for the
McNay.
show,
You missed
dude.
You're fired, Dan.
So,
Oh, yeah, you're on.
right? Roy just made a comment. I want to make sure that you get it out there too. Roy does work with the charity Make a Wish Foundation, and I also have done some work with them myself. So I just wanted to make sure that you were able to, put that out there.
Thank you, yes.
So have you had like?
Well, I go to the hospitals, like I was in Eugene, Portland and all that, and see these kids suffering from leukemia and all that. Breaks my heart, to see them, when I come out.
Do you come out in character?
No, I just go there and take some photographs and sign them, put some smile on their faces. And it's sad, it's so sad, kids suffering from leukemia and all that, 8, 9 years old, but then yet they're so happy, smile and all that, and
This is
when I
why
get-
you need to introduce them to DILF USA.
I was
DILF
going
USA
to ask
for the children.
you, wouldn't it be awesome for us to get Deep Roy out there in one of his, maybe Yoda, to come out on Rock Against MS stage and be like an introduce.
But the thing with Yoda, he has to kneel around, right? He don't want
No,
to.
we
No,
need-
no,
we
but
need-
I'll do
we
it.
did
I'll
an
do the
Oompa
I'll do the Oompa Loompa.
Oompa Loompa.
Yeah. Would that be fun?
Yeah.
That would be so much fun. And I thought about that earlier.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. We would love
Pleasure.
that.
Yes.
We
yeah.
would absolutely love that. I'm gonna hook.
But we might have to change the
name.
name to like Against MS We Rock or something like that.
against
Yoda.
him.
If
Against them,
yeah,
yes,
if you did
Rob.
Yoda. Yoda's backwards, right?
Yes.
Right. What's the saying? Do or do not do. There is no trying.
There you go.
Yoda.
You said it right.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You know
See?
that. See, you know more stuff than I do.
I only look like a dumb blonde.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. So here we go, guys. Remember, and we have just a few minutes, so we definitely want to let you know. Get out there, guys. You're going to have a great time. I can't wait to see you. We will be at the show. We'll be doing some live interviews from...
Oh, we've got guitar giveaways, like raffle tickets.
Right.
So we got signed guitars, signed by gosh, I don't know what year. You probably signed it, Robbie. Who played a few
She
years
forgets
back?
who signed the guitar.
Well, no, it's so
forget who
many. I mean,
signed the
I think
guitars, but
Marky
it's all
Ramone. Did you play
really
when Marky
cool
Ramone was there?
people.
Okay, so Marky
only
Ramone
missed
and
one.
Marky
missed one.
Ramone was on our show in the past, live promoting Rock Against MS.
That's right, I brought him here.
Send my love. He's awesome. He's right.
and Steven Adler and but yeah,
Steven Adler. And speaking of which, we haven't even let you guys know, other than these awesome dudes and possibly Deep Roy, who we're going to have at the show on October 12th.
So this was really a difficult year because everybody's on tour, which I'm really excited for all my friends that are out. Alice in Chains, everybody's out pretty much. So what I did was
So she was calling up threatening people.
I kind of was. So Steven Adler's one of my best friends, and I love him. So Steven Adler,
Love Steven.
Todd Morse from The Offspring, Robbie's playing with this crazy man Jesse,
They'll
and
be doing DILF.
Yes, they're dilfing. That's creepy.
Yeah.
Phil Buckman and Jason Womack from Fuel, but they're going to do Petty Cash. And so I've got actually an all-star band, and then I've got a one just set up, and then the rest are either, there's one band I can't tell you about.
There is a surprise act that is going to be showing up at the Rock Against MS.
Yeah, and I can't say anything until Saturday. Well, I got another day. Right?
Not MILF USSR, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God.
It's the Russian MILFs.
Oh my God, they're
It's
going to
the-
be there. The
what
Russian
is
MILFs,
it?
man. Yeah.
Are they?
But they have a song.
It's going to be somebody that you really want to see.
Yeah, and Tiffany. I know that sounds,
that's right. Tiffany's going to be there.
Tiffany's gonna play, and then I've got tribute bands.
I think we're alone now.
Sing it, girl. So and then I've got
You don't want me to.
then I've got tribute bands like Idol X, which is a Billy Idol thing. And I tell you, I worked with Billy Idol. This guy looks like Billy Idol. I had to take a
Why
triple
not
look.
Billy?
Because they're on tour. They're in Europe. Like everybody's on tour. Like literally.
Billy!
Yeah.
And Idol X has Robert
God
Sarzo.
damn it.
Yes, Idol X has Robert Sarzo, who was an Ozzy and Hurricane and all these other bands. So he's kind of the Steve Stevens of that. And then, Hal Sparks, comedian. Hal Sparks, actor, comedian, and he's our
Sexy
host.
man.
Didn't
Hal
Hal
Sparks.
But he's got
Sparks-
Nerd
I-
Halen.
I could be wrong, but did Hal Sparks host the AVNs one year?
He might have.
I
don't
think he
know.
did. I think Hal Sparks. I may be incorrect, but he's a
I
comedian.
don't know.
And Roy's a comedian.
Former.
Yeah, I did.
Former
Former,
comedian.
yeah.
That would be fun.
I wish I could go back and see one of those sets.
We're
Yeah.
gonna pull them up. So make sure you guys get out October 12th to the Whiskey A Go Go and
Whiskey Go Go.
Go
Let's
to the
go.
Whiskey A Go Go. Let's go, guys.
Let's
We're gonna be
go.
at the Whiskey A Go Go.
Whiskey
And-
Go Go.
Right. Where's the tickets again? And then we're gonna go around and let everybody close.
I don't know. No, on eventbrite.com is the place that we sell our tickets. Just look up Rock Against MS and the tickets will pop up, or it's at my favorite tinyurl.com
Tiny,
with a
speaking of
forward
which,
slash
where is he these days?
Rams Whiskey. But you can find it on our Facebook, Rock Against MS on Facebook. You can find it on our Instagram. It's everywhere.
No wonder Rams didn't
Awesome.
win game.
Thank you
because they've
guys
been
for
drinking too
joining the
much
show,
whiskey.
and good luck to you
Now I know
with the
why.
show. I'll see you guys
sense.
down there,
Rams.
and thank you guys for joining us tonight on the show. We're really,
Thanks
really
for
happy
having
to
us.
have you. When you
Thanks
guys
to
wanna
everybody
come-
who checks
when
out the video.
After
Thank
this is
you.
done, we'd love to have you guys back on the show to do like an individual thing if you want to promote some of your music and do any of that.
We're working on a Christmas song.
Deep Roy.
Ooh, yeah.
Yo.
It's a good song, actually. I liked
Where
it.
can your fans follow you, and what's next?
What's next? Animation.
You're working on some animation
Yes,
stuff. Where
yeah.
can your fans follow you so they can support all of that?
Well, I don't know.
Deep Roy, do they?
Do you have a
just look
Facebook?
Do you have a Facebook?
Of course, I have a Facebook.
Well, that's what we're talking for.
Yeah, that's what we're asking.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
Can follow on the Facebook.
So he's on Facebook. He's on. You were on. I don't think I could find you on Instagram, but if you do you don't have a website or anything like that where your fans can go
No, just Facebook.
You guys need to
follow him on Facebook
Facebook.
right here at the bottom of the screen,
Seriously.
guys. Guess what? That's all the time we have for tonight's show. Special thanks
a necessary
to Deep
evil.
Roy
Thank you.
in the house tonight, and Robbie Lochner and Jesse Blaze Snyder
Thank you,
on
guys.
DILF USA, and of course Nancy.
Thank you.
I love you, Nancy Sal, rockagainstms.org. If you guys want to advertise, you can check us on our blog at rockandSexyUncensored.com, or you can drop me a line personally at amberlynnmedia@gmail.com. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you for tuning in to Amber Lynn's Rockin' Sexy Uncensored. Available on rockandSexyUncensored.com. Don't forget to hit us up on all your favorite social media links, and tune in next week for another amazing episode of Rockin' Sexy Uncensored.